Hello Eternum and welcome to KOTT News, Eternum's #1 source for news, and this is the War Report. No change in the dynamic of Eternum last night, as you might expect, with no simulated fantasy combat resolution. KOTT news crews were able to complete several ghost bustings and secured access to all of the faction items. So if you want to run some Genesis, hit me up. Turning to the weather, and it's going to be a beautiful morning all day long, well through the afternoon, until late evening cold fronts will drive invasions through the central corridor, so plan your travel accordingly. 6 requests for simulated fantasy combat resolution tonight, brought to you by LARPCO. Remember, if it isn't LARPCO, it's cardboard. Up first, the Syndicate forces of Weeptile TTV assail the Covenant forces of Lost Templar for the primary oil reserves of Weaver's Fen. Welcome back to the Syndicate company that only recruits one quality level 60 at a time. If they're making a move, they like their chances. Lost Templar continues to defend the peat moss fields of the Fen, taking on their 5th straight fight against a Syndicate attacker. Meanwhile, the Covenant forces of Kyoto Yohei assault the Syndicate forces of Washed Millennials for the northernmost territory of Morningdale. Kyoto Yohei make their second attempt to secure land on the island after failing in Restless Shore 3 weeks ago. Washed Millennials have been studying the forward death wall from their observation post for almost a month, and they don't want to share that information. Then, the Syndicate forces of Secrets attack the Covenant forces of Milked Regime for the bamboo forest preserves and medicinal hot springs of Ebonscale. Great House Secrets return to the hot springs and declare their right of rematch for the resort destination town. As for the Defenders, Milked Regime intend to contend and keep the hamlet of Ebonscale under their care for as long as they can. Also, the Covenant forces of Health Divine challenge the Syndicate forces of Nameless for the Monarch's crown and the right to rule the Western Bluff. Newcomer Health Divine make their first assault on the island by attempting to secure a region rich in resources and recruiting potential. The current monarchs of the Bluff, Nameless, have held the crown for nearly 2 weeks now and are well rested after 4 days off. While that's unfolding, the Covenant forces of Hexacon will assault the Marauders of Landlord in their bid to seize the master fishing port town of Reekwater. Hexacon have been making attempts on land along the western coast of the island. Will this shift east catch the Landlords off guard? The consolidated forces of Landlords have managed to maintain control of the hamlet for nearly a month. They've shown the resolve to keep what is theirs. In the nightcap, the Covenant forces of Ancient Templar assail the Syndicate forces of Secrets for the secondary oil reserves of Cutlass Keys. As reported 2 nights ago by KOTT News, newcomer Ancient Templar have made their move to capture Cutlass Keys. For Secrets, the ongoing taxonomy conference regarding the reclassification of the crocodiles inhabiting the Keys will have to wait. We'll have the outcomes and reactions from the citizens tonight at 11. Until then, this has been War Correspondent JChalant, KOTT News.